Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're doing a skincare and makeup routine for when you have some breakouts going on or you just naturally have more oily or acne prone skin. This is going to be a great video for you. Wanted to make this because I know literally everyone gets breakouts at some point. So I want to share with you guys the skincare routine that I really enjoy for blemishes to help them heal. Then also we're going to do some makeup to help camouflage blemishes, but also still creating a really fresh and dewy look. Really excited to be working with Osya Malibu for today's skin prep portion of the video. I've been using Osya ever since I got into clean beauty. They're a really highly effective skincare brand. All of their products are vegan, cruelty-free, and I really enjoy their products because they have products for each skin type that you can really customize and make your own routine, but at the same time their products work for many different skin types at the same time. And I'm just so excited to share with you guys my skincare prep using Osya. The products are also infused with sustainably sourced organic Patagonian seaweed and active botanicals that help create a nutrient and mineral rich bioavailable base. So this is incorporated into all their products, makes everything absorb really easily into the skin, so you actually absorb all the nutrients that is in their skincare. This helps to balance the skin. It also targets signs of aging and skin imperfections. So as I was saying, their ingredients really target all different skin types and concerns. The first step in our skin prep is going to be a mask. I really enjoy using a mask when I have some blemishes going on. Just helps your makeup look extra nice, and of course it's going to increase the healing process of your blemishes as well if you use a mask targeted for blemishes like this red algae one is. Great mask because it is a non-drying formula. Some clay masks can definitely be really drying, so I would avoid that. You don't want to over dry your skin, especially if you have blemishes. So this has red clay, it has red algae as well, and then that seaweed base I mentioned. And then it has an active blend of thyme, juniper, and tea tree essential oils, which have a really refreshing and cleansing effect, and they just smell great. Today I'm putting it all over my face because I feel like my skin's a bit congested. I just want a really nice smooth base for makeup. Moving on to the toner, I am just completely obsessed with the color of this. This is the C Vitamin Boost Toner. This is supposed to help add hydration back to the skin, give you a little bit of glow. It also has some age-defying properties like antioxidant-rich algae and pomegranate. I always recommend a mist, specifically a hydrating mist, even if you have blemishes. I feel like most people's instinct is to dry them out, but if you do that, it's really going to slow down your skin's healing. You want to keep as much hydration in your skin as possible, and I think a mist is just perfect for that, especially after you do a mask. Really just drench yourself in this, and your skin will just drink it up. It also helps to increase the absorption of any products you will put on top of it. Moving on to serum, I have the Hyaluronic C Serum here, which is probably my favorite step in this routine. Has such a refreshing and cooling texture on the skin. Comes in this little dropper bottle, which I really enjoy because sometimes I go a little overboard with serums, but this one actually dispenses like the perfect amount so I don't waste product. This feels like a typical hyaluronic acid serum, but it doesn't leave behind any stickiness, which is probably one of my favorite things about it. Especially if you're layering it after the mist, it just absorbs immediately, and you can definitely tell your skin looking nice and plump afterwards. Next up is the Osya Essential Hydrating Oil, which I've actually used before and absolutely loved. This is one of those oils that does not feel greasy at all. It really feels super lightweight and silky on the skin, but still gives you a pretty nice dew to work off of. Has jojoba and sesame seed oil, which help to bring a little bit of moisture back into the skin. If you have really oily skin, you prefer not to use an oil, you can totally skip this and just use the Atmosphere Protection Cream. But I love this especially for winter. I kind of just take it and roll it onto some places I feel extra dry, which is usually around my nose and just right under my eyes. And this is really nice below makeup. It doesn't interfere with it or create too oily of a base. The last step is the Osya Atmosphere Protection Cream, which I've actually been using for a while now. Almost actually done with this bottle. This is a lightweight daily moisturizer. It hydrates and protects the skin. Has shea butter, algae, and avocado oil. Perfect to layer over the oil if you want some more moisturization and just to lock in all those good ingredients. This is also a great product because it's super thin in consistency. It almost doesn't even feel like a lotion. It feels like a really nice hydrating serum, but it does leave a great base for makeup. And I think if you have oily skin, normal to oily skin, but like I said, with all these products, I think really any skin type would enjoy these because they're sort of just the basis for a good skincare routine. So I'm just smoothing that all over my face, and that would be it. Now my skin feels really nice and perfectly prepped for makeup. Okay guys, that was it for my skin prep using some Osya products. I'm really excited to have partnered with them. Thank you so much to Osya for partnering with me on this video. I had so much fun sharing this skincare prep with you guys. They also were so kind and gave me a code for you guys. If you use Dirt Naturals, you get a free travel size of choice with a purchase of $40 or more. So just go add the products to your cart and then also just add whatever travel size you want. It's really cool. You get to pick whatever one you want and then put in the code Dirt Naturals and you will get that little baby for free. I'll put all the links below along with the code if you missed it or you just forget. So check in the description box below if you have any questions, but let's go ahead and move on to the makeup. My skin seriously feels so good right now. I'm not even saying that. It might have been like the cold shower I took, but it's feeling right now. So the first product I'm going to use is the Pacifica Light Clean Foundation. The shade I'm using today is 34NL because most of my fake tan is off at the moment. This routine is basically going to show you how to get a really nice dewy, sort of like that light coverage dewy look, but still have a full coverage base, if that makes any sense. I feel like with a lot of dewy looks, the bases are light coverage, and sometimes I feel like you can't, not that you can't, but I sometimes feel like it makes it seem like you can't have a full coverage base while also have a really dewy and natural looking base. But I think that is totally possible. So that's what I'm showing with you guys today. If you want some more coverage, but you still want your skin to look nice and fresh. So I'm just blending this in with a sponge, by the way. This is my favorite foundation, really for all occasions, but especially if I'm having some breakouts because it offers amazing coverage. Also doesn't break me out and it just sits beautifully over the skin. So the foundation's all blended in. I think the Osya products really help the foundation to look natural on the skin. If you have blemishes, usually they will get some sort of dryness. So I think it's key to prep your skin really well and keep them hydrated and not looking flaky because your foundation and everything you put on top is just going to look a lot better if you really focus on your skin prep. So what am I doing? The next product I have here is concealer. This is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. I use the shade N Light 1, and I'm just going to dot this under my eyes. And because we used a pretty full coverage foundation, I feel like I don't really need a ton of extra concealer on the blemishes, which I feel like is key, is really try to have the least amount of product on there but still have good coverage. But I am just going to go in and do a very light layer, and then blending out with a sponge is of course going to help with cakiness as well. I'm just taking the same sponge and I'm blending everything in. If you want a little help at blending, you could also take the mist and just make sure it's pretty far away from your face so you don't get splotches, but just do a really light mist all over your face and then go back in and blend. And this is kind of going to thin out the product and make it blend into your skin a bit easier. Little tip for you guys. And it feels really refreshing, so that's a plus. Moving right along, before we set anything, I do have a cream bronzer and highlight and also blush to use. So we're going to do all that before we set under the eyes. I'm going to be using the Kosas Tropic Equinox Duo today. I'm going to take the bronzer shade. Let me grab my brush. I'm going to grab the bronzer shade and just start to stipple it sort of as a blush and bronzer. This color is really versatile. It can really work as either one. It adds warmth, but it also adds some cheekiness to your cheeks. Does that even make sense? Who knows? Anyway, I'm just blending this out and repeating it on the other side. And I think when you're trying to cover blemishes, that making your skin look really healthy and dewy while still having that coverage is really just the perfect sort of base, because your skin looks really healthy and it's not going to be as obvious that you're really like putting on a lot of coverage or trying to cover something up, if that makes sense to you guys. So I really like to keep the rest of my products really sort of light. So I'll do a full coverage base, but do some cream bronzer, blush, and highlight so the skin still looks very healthy. I'm actually going to set my under eyes now with the Ilia Soft Focus Finishing Powder, and we'll do cream blush. This is my absolute favorite powder, and especially for blemishes, this is the only powder I've found that it mattifies the skin, but the finish is unbelievably beautiful, It looks just like skin. It's super soft, like the name is spot on. It is a really soft focused powder. It doesn't accentuate dryness or look cakey or dry. It's just literally the best powder, I feel like, for any skin type. If you guys haven't tried this, I totally recommend it. I've bought several of these and just my ride or die powder. I'm just taking this on my Real Techniques setting brush. I'm going to lightly set under my eyes, probably a little bit in the T-zone too. And the cream blush I'm going to use goes well over powder, so I'm not really worried about that interfering with anything. Now that the face is set, I'm moving on to the cream blush. I'm using the Juice Beauty Last Looks Cream Blush in Flush, another one of my favorite products. This goes beautifully over powder, doesn't accentuate any sort of texture, which is great. And I'm just taking the same brush I used for the Tropic Equinox bronzer duo, and I'm going to focus this more on the apples of my cheeks and blend it in with that bronzer shade we put down. The shade's really pretty. It's like, I think they describe it as a seashell pink. It's really muted, so it looks beautiful and not too strong. And then moving right along to highlight, I'm going back into the Tropic Equinox duo and taking the highlight shade. I'm just going to use my finger for this and tap this on my cheekbones and a little bit down my nose too. I don't like to do too much because I do have some texture on my nose. I feel like it accentuates that. But just a little bit of this really adds a nice glow to the face. That's actually all we're going to do for the base. I'm going to go back in with the Osya C Vitamin Boost and just do a spritz of that. It's going to set the powder down, make everything look less cakey. If you wanted to, you could go back over that again with your sponge and it's really going to meld it into your skin and just look flawless. But I'm going to go ahead and do my brows and then we'll do a really quick eye look. So I went ahead and just filled my brows in a little bit with a brow pencil to set them. I'm using the Eco Brow Clear Gel, which has been my favorite brow gel lately by far. It's really good. Mentioned it a couple times before. I'm just going to lightly set my brows. I like to brush them upwards for a little bit more of a natural look. And then we're going to do a little bit of eyeshadow. Right, we got them bushy brows. Let's move on. For my eyes, I'm going to dip into the Ilia Warm Palette. I'm going to take this sort of like neutral mustard shade just on a little crease brush. And I'm going to run this lightly into my crease for a little bit of definition. Don't know why I'm singing. Next, I'm dipping into this burnt orange color and focusing that a little bit more in my crease, but still keeping it light and blended out. And I'm just taking that same color and running it under my lash line. If you had deeper skin or you just wanted more definition, you could go into that deep brown. But this on my fair skin is dark enough. And the last step for the eyes, I'm just using my finger in this light, sort of like a light gold champagne. And I'm just going to pat this on my lid for a little bit of brightness and just some pop to the eye. Lastly, for the eyes, I'm going to use the Ilia, I always forget the name of this, Limitless Lash Mascara. This is the black one. I don't even know if they make other shades. But anyway, I have mentioned this has been my favorite mascara lately. It gives a really nice sort of fluttery look, which I think is great for more natural makeup days. So I'm just going to apply some of this and then I'm going to move on to the lips. The last step for the lips, you could do something really quick and easy like the Ilia Tinted Lip Conditioner or whatever tinted lip product you like. I think the Physicians Formula ones are really nice as well. But I'm going to use a liquid lipstick just to finish off the look, amp it up a little bit. I'm going to go in with the, is this the right shade? I'm actually going to use this one. This is from Honest Beauty. They're liquid lipsticks. I've been obsessed with these. They wear off beautifully and they're just non-drying on the lips, which is crazy to find in a liquid lipstick. I feel like most of them are drying. This, not at all. Alright, I'm going to stop professing my love for this. Anyway, this is the shade BFF, and I feel like I don't even need a lip liner with this as well. This is more of a taupey pink, so I think it's beautiful for fall. I'm going to apply this and then top it with a little bit of gloss. Alright, we got our lips on. Last step is optional, but I'm going to top it with a gloss using the St. Jane Microdose Lip Gloss in the shade Bliss, which is a nude with a tiny bit of shimmer in it. Again, like I said, you don't really have to do a gloss, but I like a little bit right on the center just to add a little bit more dimension to the lips. Alright guys, that was it. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see the skin a little bit better, and then we will wrap this up with an outro. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but we do have a full coverage foundation on, but because of all the cream products the skin still looks light and healthy and not too cakey or dry. So I feel like that's the ultimate goal when you want coverage, when you have blemishes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little skin prep and makeup tutorial. I had so much fun making it. Alright guys, that wraps up today's makeup for blemishes and skin prep for blemishes video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me out. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. And again, thank you to Osya for partnering with me on the skin prep portion. That's about it for today's video. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.